What's up everyone, Colt Capperrune here. Thank you so much for stopping by for another video. I appreciate it very much. Before we get into this one, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe tab so you get notified when I upload new videos. And give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment on this one. The more interaction these videos get, the more traction the video actually gets. And so the more you guys like and comment, the more I can justify taking the time to make these videos. So get down there and see what the comment section's all about and interact with your fellow music industry people. 5 recording hacks in 5 minutes. I'm gonna need some energy for this one. Let's go. Recording hack number 1. If you've ever recorded an acoustic drum kit and the tom just goes boom, like we've all done that, right? So there's a bunch of products on the market like moon gels, and there's a whole bunch of products that can help deaden a tom or a drum that has too much ring to it. But they're expensive and they don't last very long. They get nasty. Recording hack number 1, go get you some foam adhesive backed weather sealing from Lowe's or Home Depot. Now the beautiful thing about this is it's super cheap. This whole roll was a whopping $2. And then you just get to tear off however much you would like. Rip it and then stick that right on your toms. Like so. Couple cool things about this. One, you have an almost endless supply of it. It's super cheap. It doesn't leave any residue typically on your drums, and it's super easy to put it on for a session, take it right back off, throw it away. No trying to clean it off and put it back in its stupid little container like moon gels or any of that stuff. Weather sealing for deadening drums. Recording hack number 2. Get you a bandana, or really it doesn't matter, a washcloth or a sock or a face mask or literally anything. If you're having a hard time recording a passage on the guitar without other strings ringing, or if you're recording a guitar player that is, trying to let a note vibrate, but he's having a hard time keeping all the other strings quiet, and all you do is tie it around here. And then you can slide it up and down for whatever level of deadening you would like. Now you want to be careful with this because if it's too tight, it can take the guitar out of tune. So you only want just enough pressure to deaden the strings that you don't want ringing without changing the tuning. I use this all the time when recording other guitarists. The next one is controlling your monitoring volume when you're tracking and when you're listening back to the tracks that you've just recorded. It's really, really easy to just want to get in it and want to feel it, and you turn your monitors way up and then it feels like those drums are way more powerful than they actually are, or that guitar has way more impact than it actually does. So monitoring at a very reasonable level is really an important thing for accurately identifying how powerful or how much low end, how much thump or thud that something that you're recording has. This is also a really important thing when mixing, but that is for another video. Let's talk about vocals. If you're using a microphone that has above average amount of sibilance to it, or if you're recording a singer where their S's and their T's are just cutting through the mic really hard, there's a couple things you can do to mitigate this. One of which is turning the microphone. Instead of having the microphone head on straight into the singer, just rotate it a little bit. This sometimes can really help. Doesn't work on every microphone, doesn't work on every singer, but rotating the microphone just 15 degrees off axis, making sure the singer's in the same spot, the singer did not move, sometimes this can really help mitigate some sibilance. It's not going to be like adding a de-esser, but it can be just enough to take away that bite of the sibilance. Tip number 5. I actually did a whole video about this, but I'm going to try to condense this into a really short version of that video. Every microphone has what's called a proximity effect. What a proximity effect in layman's terms means is the closer you get to a microphone, the thicker the microphone sounds, the more bottom end it has. Most singers, almost all singers, the higher they go in the register, the louder they get, but also the thinner their voice gets. So when you see all of these singers and they get to the big note and they pull off on the microphone like this, they're actually hurting themselves 2 ways, because they hit that big note and their voice is the thinnest at that high note, and simultaneously they're taking away low end from the microphone because they're moving further away from it. Now unfortunately this is something that's just kind of built in for most singers, so it takes a little bit of work to break this habit. But one of the things that I instruct all of my singers to do is to work on, instead of pulling off, just turn to the side. Now, there's some arguments that turning your head is bad for singing. I've not run into that, but if you're in that camp of belief, it's okay. Just kind of rotate the body a little bit. First of all these singers are doing this anyway, so just turn off axis. And what this does, keeps the same distance from your mouth to the microphone, which keeps the same amount of bottom end going into it. So you get louder and you get higher, and you just turn off axis, and it helps you retain low end in your voice, in your vocal, when you need it the most. If it's your first time here on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out some of the other videos. There is an enormous amount of information throughout these videos, so consider subscribing and hit the bell. And again, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Hit me up on Instagram at Colt Capperrune, and there'll be links in the description to my Instagram and my website. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.